When we open a textbook or watch a documentary, we often get the polished, orderly version of history, the version filtered through governments, generals, and official committees. But what if I told you that some of the most valuable truths about war are not in those pages at all? They're hidden in the margins, in personal diaries, letters and journals kept by ordinary people. What wartime diaries reveal that official history doesn't is a journey into those private raw accounts, an unvarnished glimpse into the chaos, fear, resilience and humanity of wartime life that no formal report could capture. These documents reveal mistakes that led to unnecessary deaths, survival strategies that never made the news, and the emotional reality of civilians and soldiers alike. By the end of this, you'll understand why diaries are not just stories. They are lessons for historians, survivalists, and anyone who wants a true sense of what war looks like on the ground. Ordinary people witnessed extraordinary events in ways history often ignores. Official military records and government archives focus on troop movements, strategies, and outcomes. Diaries, however, tell us what it was actually like to live through those events. Consider the British home front during World War II. Official history often describes rationing as orderly and largely successful. But, diaries from women managing households reveal the constant improvisation needed to feed a family on limited supplies, the bartering in black markets, and the clever ways people stretched every scrap of food. For preppers and survivalists today, these accounts offer practical insight into food preservation, ration management, and mental endurance under scarcity. Reading these first-hand accounts can teach you which methods actually worked in real life, rather than relying on abstract guidelines. Soldiers' diaries reveal the psychological toll that no report ever mentions. Official war reports rarely capture the psychological strain on troops. In contrast, diaries record the small moments that really define a soldier's experience. The dread before an attack, the quiet despair in moments of inactivity, and, the coping mechanisms used to survive the trauma. For example, accounts from German soldiers on the Eastern Front describe improvising entertainment, sharing small comforts and even humour as a means to endure those freezing winters and constant shelling. Historians and enthusiasts can learn not only about the human experience of war, but also strategies for mental resilience. Survivalists can apply this by planning for psychological endurance, not just physical preparedness, when anticipating stressful situations. Diaries, often expose mistakes that official records sometimes, try to hide. One of the most revealing aspects of personal journals is the way they document errors that governments often conceal. Whether it's a mismanaged evacuation, a failed supply chain, or miscommunication between units, diaries frequently record the truth. For instance, accounts from civilians during the Blitz in London show confusion and chaos when air raid warnings failed or shelters were overcrowded, something official reports downplayed to maintain morale. By studying these real experiences, modern planners, whether historians, civil defence enthusiasts or preppers, can learn which measures are truly effective and which are prone to failure. It's a direct lesson in planning for contingencies and, avoiding assumptions that official history sometimes glosses over. Personal diaries show survival strategies that, honestly, were never meant to be taught. During World War I, trench diaries detailed how soldiers used everyday materials to stay dry warm and fed under, truly terrible conditions. Civilians in occupied territories recorded how they avoided detection, scavenged food, and supported each other without alerting authorities. For modern survivalists, these lessons are honestly invaluable. You can adapt them into practical steps, such as creating improvised water filters, organising communal resource sharing, or developing discreet self-defence techniques inspired by historical examples. Diaries give the human context to historical events. When you read a nurse's journal from the front lines of the Pacific War, you can really feel the exhaustion, the frustration, and, even the triumph that official history so often reduces to just statistics. Understanding these human dimensions, can actually change the way we approach history and survival today. It teaches us empathy, decision-making under stress, and honestly, just how important those small acts of courage or ingenuity truly are. When you're prepping for extreme situations, these human lessons become as valuable as any material preparation, really guiding how you respond under pressure or support others in a crisis. For historians and survivalists alike, one of the most powerful aspects of personal accounts is, spotting recurring patterns. Diaries from multiple locations often reveal that panic, misinformation, or resource scarcity consistently leads to avoidable suffering. Studying what wartime diaries reveal that official history doesn't is more than a hobby. It's honestly an investment in real knowledge. Diaries connect us to the lives, mistakes, and, the ingenuity of people who actually lived through history. They offer practical lessons in survival, resilience, and planning that no formal report can really match. If you want to truly understand the human side of history, the real lessons from war, and just how ordinary people coped under extraordinary circumstances, start exploring diaries from the conflicts that interest you most. Check your local archives, libraries, or, online collections. Compare accounts, take notes, and apply those insights to modern-day preparedness or historical analysis. If this dive into history gave you new perspectives and tools to think about the past and future, make sure to subscribe for more deep explorations. Share this with fellow history enthusiasts and prepper friends so they can uncover the lessons official history leaves out.